Hey everybody, and welcome to another JASP tutorial. In this tutorial, I am going to show you a new way to open up comma-separated value files, CSVs. This is updated for 2026 and JASP version 0.97. They updated, the developers updated the way in which you open up a CSV file within the program. Not to say that you can't go to your Windows Explorer or your Finder and then just right-click on a CSV file and choose JASP to open it. It will probably just open, but there is a new importer, we'll say. It's very straightforward. And essentially what I want to say is language free because of how they set it up. They used the symbols rather than words that need to be translated in all of the various languages that JASP can be used in. To make it far easier, it gives a preview of what the data is going to look like. There are a couple of advanced options. So let's jump in to JASP and take a look at how to open up a CSV file from within the program. So first we do is we go up to the hamburger menu here, which is the main menu as it's called, and we go to open and we go to computer or recent files. But this is where you're going to find your CSVs most likely. It has a few folders that you can use that are here by recency, right? You can see recent folders and you can see that I've used the data library quite frequently in the past, some of my random files and then some of my downloaded files, but we can go to browse and open up Finder for me since I am on Mac OS. Okay, it'll also open up Windows Explorer if you're on Windows or your file manager on a Linux distro, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just open up what I tested on, which was genderratings.csv. I downloaded this from a gentleman who creates a mastering statistics with JASP book, okay, that you can grab online. He sends me copies, which I enjoy. So I'm just gonna click on this and you can see here that it is a CSV file that I have in my downloads folder, right? And so I'm gonna click on this and it's gonna bring up the data preview. Okay, so it's James McDougall, Mastering Statistics with JASP, and it's in its second edition now, right? So this is the window that shows up. I unclicked the advanced button because I want to show you that in just a second. But here's where I really like the situation, right? So CSV stands for comma-separated values. It is a text file. It is essentially all just a text file, and each comma represents a new column, we'll say, of data that can then be represented in a spreadsheet. Now, there's some cleaning up to this data set that I would do after I open it, but we'll talk about that in just a second. The delimiter in a CSV file is typically the comma, right? And so the delimiter says to whatever's reading this text file that these are different groups of data, right? And so you can use a period if you want to, or a full stop, depending on what country you're in. You can use a semicolon or a full colon. You can use post, which on English keyboards is above enter/return. It's got backslash. So it's shift backslash, basically. You can use tabs, which there is no symbol for tab, but you can use tabs to separate your columns of data. And you can also use a single space from the space bar. So these are all ways to separate data in a text file. So it can be read by spreadsheet programs like Excel or Google Sheets or whatever, or JASP, because JASP is at its heart a spreadsheet statistical application, right? And so what it does is it reads here that information and already sets it to your spreadsheet view. And what you can see here is that we've got our first row as gender and rating, and then a few other variables. And the reason why V3 through V6 are showing up is because James here has put in his data sheets, James has put in this cell itself, either in the text file or in probably Excel, and then he saved it as a CSV file. In this cell, he put his citation. And so what JASP is going to do is it's going to fill all the rest because it's considering that all of this is a continuous set of data, right? And so you just have 4 variables here that have nothing in it because we have this 7th variable that has 1 entry in it, and that is McDougall all the way through this text string, basically, right? So this preview here is giving you, I think, 20 rows plus the variable row here. I think it's 20, something like that, right? And you can scroll to see, scroll to the left or right, scroll up and down to see what it looks like. And if it looks good, then you hit load, right? It will load it into the program, right? Let's, for example, use another delimiter and see what happens, right? So if I change this to tab, what you can see is that it's going to put it only in one row because it has a bunch of these commas with these values. Now, it's not going to show you all of them because it's just going to show you a bunch of commas, and these commas represent those empty columns, and it's just going to put them all into one column. And you can see that one row here is 1, 6, and a bunch of empty columns, and then McDougall through the rest of the citation. Okay, so this will help you. Now, comma is by default, but if we had anything else, you can see that period separates because there are periods in the citation, but everything else is in one column. Semicolons have the same issue as tabs, semicolon, post, tab, but space doesn't. Space puts all of the citations, because there are spaces between each of the words in the citation, that it does that, right? So you want to make sure that you are choosing the right delimiter. Let's take a look at advanced for one quick second. A few other options to note. You can choose your language or any of the other languages that JASP can render. Okay. Obviously, I'm using American English. It's interesting here that they chose American English instead of just English, because I guess it's modeled off of American English rather than British English or the King's English. And you can see which of the languages are incomplete. You can use thousands separators. What this will do is it will add in whatever your separators are for your country. Okay, so if I change this to, let me see here, there we go. If I change it to French, changed everything up here to French, glad I can go back. You can see that it does not, it creates the way that the French use commas, which here is a decimal separator as opposed to a period, right? I'm surprised that there is no German on here. I guess German hasn't been done yet. But if we go to Netherlands, right? So if we look at Dutch here, this is what I was trying to do when I was looking for German, right? So both the German, the Dutch, I believe the Spanish, and a few other European countries use the comma as the decimal separator for fractions of whole numbers, and then use periods or full stops for the separators between larger whole numbers, right? In our base 10 system. So that is if you want to use separators. Oh, there's Deutsch. There's Deutsch. It was hiding. Okay, let's go back to American English, right? And so you can see here. And then another thing that you might have recognized is that in France, for example, they put the symbol of the currency at the end, right? So you can do that, or you can just leave it as is, and the only thing that will show up are decimal points if it is a decimal value. You can use an alternative language and territory to dependent display for numbers, so you can change your language, which is a lot of different languages, and then alternate territory is pretty much a bunch, if not all, of the countries in the world. There's no reason anyone necessarily needs to jump into this one right here, because of how we are engaging with this. So, nope, we got a little bit of an error here. All right, so let's take this opportunity to handle an error in delimiting, and let's go ahead and load it up. It was just a visual glitch. Okay, very good. It did just put the McDougal into V7. Now, the only thing that you would have to do in this case to clean up this data because of the citation appearing in the CSV file is we can go to edit data, and we can remove this column, remove this column, delete column. Can you select multiple ones? Let's do command. Yes, you can. So we'll delete those columns. There you go. And then we go back to analyses, and boom, we've got our 36. Data has 48 rows. I don't think it does, but okay. It says 48 rows, 48 pass-through filters. That's weird because there are only 36 cases. So I'm not sure why it's saying there are 48 rows, but maybe that's a visual glitch there. I'm not sure, but there you go. We have opened a CSV file in JASP. For the new way to import a CSV file. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, or other feedback, please leave those in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching this JASP tutorial. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.